absolutely agreed. And it looks like we are getting into it. The losers finals, PG Hayatei, Noble Semiij. First hit going to the Canadian.
All right, and we are back on the Fortress of Solitude. Background bounces are relatively good for both of these characters just because they get to save them a lot of meter. So all the meter that these two are going to save can be used for other things such as meter burn back threes.
Caught him with that back three, but wasn't able to convert. It was a very weird conversion to have as well, but here we go. Semiij gonna get the corner control.
Oh, catches him out. Actually gets the conversion with the dive kick. Trying to give himself corner position. Catwoman has one of the actual furthest throw ranges in the entire game. Plus her throw leaves you at a relatively advantageous position.
I also want to say that Hayatei is actually now the highest placing non-United States player at this tournament.
That's true. As soon as he beat Gross, that was the spot. Gross representing Canada. And that's going to even up one full life bar apiece.
Yep. So far, very even matchup, which is pretty much what we expected.
Oh, nice. Is he going to be able... Oh, he tried to get the background bounce combo, dropped it, but gets another opening.
He's been dropping that quite a bit today, I've noticed, which is very unlike Hayatei as well.
That's true.
He is known for being an execution monster.
That is not an easy combo. The timing is very awkward, and if you press it even just a little bit too early, you end up getting that standing three just like he did.
Okay, and I love this stage of the match where players are just feeling each other out in that neutral, in that mid game.
Wow, jumping over and then using the interactable to get the side switch is very smart by Semiij.
Oh, Assassin Strike, but wakes up with armor back three.
Last chance to fall in line.
I can't be tamed.
Apparently cannot be tamed.
A little bit of extra damage to Hayatei. It's going to about even it up, but he does have the meter lead.
And what a beautiful backdash to whip punish. I love it. Flash is not available here for Hayatei. He's going to take the grab and save himself. Oh, but what a trade.
What a weird trade, knocking them both down almost point blank to each other, but jumping in with the whip and catching the smart Bertarang. Semiij is going to take the first.
Fantastic timing from Semiij. Able to get the jump to finish it off. I mean, that was incredibly close. Down to the last couple hundred hit points for both players.
Especially after that weird trade down. They just were kind of like both floating in the air next to each other like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, let's lay the ground together. And when you're in a weird situation like that in a game, at the very end of a game, it's very hard to come back, but both players stayed composed. And we are going to see a switch of stages here going into Gotham, in the theater, and a strong start by Hayatei, not going for the full combo, knowing that it would have dropped.
Yeah, and Robin is actually one of the few characters that may potentially jump at Catwoman because she has such a down two, but his jump three is also a fantastic button to use coming down.
One of the best jump threes in the entire game, rivaled only by maybe Scarecrow. And there it is right there. It is so hard to deal with.
But that's also a testament to Semiij of knowing when to down two, because there's a certain window where the hitboxes actually won't interact and hers will win, and Semiij obviously knows it.
Oh, and look at this nice dash up and a sword flip. Wow, I suppose that was a reaction.
I don't know. We've seen him do that a few times today, so it could be... I don't know what it could be. It's
we were
Hayatei.
talking about controlled chaos earlier. That may be his way of saying, look,
Hayatei.
I'm willing to do stuff. You better respect me.
Again, another grab punish from Semiij.
Oh, the drop.
He's just been dropping so many combos today. It's so unlike him.
All right, let me explain the setup that he was going for right there, because it's actually very cool. So after they changed his forward three in the last patch, Hayatei has a setup. So normally you see back three after the meter burn sword flip. He goes for forward three because it catches people trying to air escape. And so there's no way to escape that combo. In fact, it will actually reset you if you try that. You just waste all your meter. And it's tougher, he said. The timing's tougher than back three, but you still get maximum damage.
Oh, there it is. Life bar should be... Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. Beautiful punish. Assassin Strike is so tricky to punish correctly.
Right, so much so that you see Robin swing after it sometimes, which is also insane. Oh, wow, catching the down one with a standing 2 from Catwoman. Oh, and this corner pressure is doing so much work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell Bruce I made you suffer.
I'll tell him you died trying.
That was, I like, a cool interaction. Look at that, 4 bars and 3 spent respectively from both players.
Oh, tried a reversal throw, but gets caught. This should be a lot of damage. I wonder what the setup afterwards with the trait will be.
Nice block. He actually just sat back. And the Birdering trait was out, but he just kind of let it sit there. Nice, goes for the trade.
Both players so low. We should be seeing a clash. Why no clash from Semiij?
I don't know,
he
but
might not get a chance.
He just put himself at such a risk.
There was no reason not to try and clash. The second hit of that flip. He lost with clash. You never want to lose.
No, that is the worst way to go, especially if you're given the opportunity to clash, right? Like sometimes players, even very early on in the second life bar, will decide to go for unclashable damage to get as much as they can going forward, but there was multiple occasions where Semiij could have clashed.
It's true. You never want to save it for longer than you have to. And now again, we are going to be waiting for the television broadcast to finish their break.
Esports, baby. We're in there.
And these players are going to have a little bit of time to think, but honestly, it's been such a close set that I feel like there almost isn't too much that there aren't any huge adaptations that either of these players need to make. It's really going to all come down to who makes the better decisions in the moment.
It's just super minute things, right? Just like really little intricate layers of playing neutral. And that's what's honestly so exciting about watching these two play.
Yeah, we've seen some incredible mind games. I mean, you see these situations where either, you're either going to see a throw or you're going to see down ones, especially from Robin. Robin, one of the biggest ways that Semiij actually took a lot of damage in that last game was baiting the down 1-2s from Robin. So you would see it a lot. It's a 6-frame down poke that you can actually hit confirm into a full combo for like 40% of their life into a setup. It is huge. Now, because you see it so much, it's a very good thing to specifically bait. We saw Semiij jump in and then walk back, baiting the down poke to try and challenge him, and then whiff punishing with the standing 2 at just that perfect timing. Not even a reaction whiff punish, but just knowing that spacing and that timing would punish him for trying to swing. And of course, in the corner, that was a huge amount of damage. Right. On top of that, there's been a huge jumping mind game. Like you said.
There has been, because there's points to which both options from jumping and staying grounded works for both characters.
Right. And you were saying this earlier, and I think that is a very important thing to stress. Now, of course, the first layer of learning fighting games is learn to anti-air, right? I mean, one of the parts of the first layer.
You don't want to just get jumped all over and mauled.
Absolutely.
It sucks.
Yeah. I mean, if you let somebody jump at you all day, you were just going to lose. Yep. But then there's another layer, which is learn when not to anti-air. And that is a very important thing in a lot of games where there are situations where it's just not going to work out for you. You need to know your spacing. You need to know your opponent's options, your options, just how their hitboxes interact. And that was what Semiij did so well that game. He knew when to not anti-air, and he knew when to anti-air.
Yeah, just cultivating like his defense, when and when not to. And that's that's the hardest decision to make, I feel, is when it goes back to just like when you want to press a button and when not to press a button, right?
Right. I mean, that's essentially what fighting games are, right? Do I press buttons here or do I not press buttons here? But it looks like Semiij checking.
Who do you think he's texting?
Oh, his cat. Do you think he gets advice from his cat? Like, you got to back 3 more. It would make sense for a Catwoman player, but
that's like the most. By the way, any advice I've ever heard to any Catwoman player in tournament is like more back 3.
Yeah. Absolutely. In fact, that's something we didn't see almost at all in this set, as it looks like they're coming back. I expect this to go Robin Catwoman
the entire way. I could also see that, yeah.
But we have seen almost no raw back 3s in neutral, even meter burn from a sort of mid-range from Semiij, which is rare to see from Catwoman players. Now, of course, a little bit earlier in the game's life, we saw so many back 3s. Nobody was ready for it to low-profile things. Nobody was ready to punish it. Nobody was ready to whiff punish it just because it ended so low. But now that the game has advanced into a further meta, we're seeing a lot of people that are ready to react to back 3s with their own meter burn back 3s. You're seeing a lot of people who are willing to jump back on reaction, or that just walk back and can actually whiff punish it because A, it's a little bit easier now just because of the patch, and B, they're just ready for it.
All right. Well, it is tied up 1-1 as we head further into this losers finals between PG Hayatei and Noble Semiij.
Oh, and that trait was a little bit misplaced. Just flying away, getting out of Atlantis. And this is going to be...
This is dominant.
Well, I mean, the gameplay is definitely one side so far for Robin, but I have to say, this level is one of the most ridiculous levels when you have 2 gadget characters on it. There are 3 infinite use interactables in this part of this level. We're seeing them right now. You can jump off both of these, I guess, hanging containers, and then this console on the right side.
They look like orbs.
Yeah. I would assume there's water in there, but that's kind of ironic.
Creatures in there?
I think that's what it is. I know in Injustice 1, there was a whole part of this area that was like an aquarium, so I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Oh, that was so sick!
Jump back cross-up! I have never seen that. Semiij ready for the odd situation, opening up Hayatei, bringing it back to almost even. And you know he was ready for that. He got the full conversion. He knew what he was doing.
So I will say that there was a dominating start there for Hayatei. But man, Semiij with some great decisions was able to almost bring it back, and now he is just 57 hit points away from melting that life bar.
But that could be a huge 57.
Nope, there it is. Semiij able to not repeat the unfortunate curse that Gross faced earlier.
Oh, and look at this. Both of these characters have the advantage of not only great normals for neutral, but incredible walk speed.
Oh, he actually went for the down 3 for the knockdown for a setup. Didn't get it. Good recovery, though. Hayatei is still pressing the pace.
9 lives to go for me.
I'll strangle you with that whip.
Wow, that was... That went from like 0... That escalated quick.
I know, she was trying to be clever, and he was just mean. Oh, that's going to catch. That's going to be a lot of... Oh, no, could have been a little bit more damage. Didn't even convert into the trait, which I think would have been possible. But, you know, he's still got a huge life lead, which is slowly disappearing.
Good punish on the Burnerang summon there from Semiij. Now with corner... No! Oh, I see what he was going for. Going for the interactable use we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but Hayatei dashed out, intentionally trying to bait it. Didn't work.
Or hard
What a whiff punish.
I choose my way.
And it's looking pretty even again. Even though there's quite a bit of life for Hayatei, it still could be just one combo into one setup.
Yeah, this is anyone's game very much still.
Oh, he didn't try for the forward 3 after he was talking about how he has a specific setup against air escapes.
And now nobody has meter. So close.
Oh. No anti on the jump 1. It catches him.
Wait a second, he tried to use the interactable, and he doesn't get out. It's Semiij!
With a gigantic comeback, picking up off of situations that didn't seem like they were even going to land. Hayatei just wasn't able to close it out.
What a presence of mind from Semiij to come from the back of that round. He was losing, evening it out the first time, and then again having to come from the back of the round, the second life bar.
And that is going to be a real mental strain on Hayatei. You know, he really wanted that game, and it should have been his. He just needed to not make too many mistakes. He let Semiij jump at him. He tried the interactable in a situation where it wasn't going to work. He was definitely, I mean, when you make a few choices like that in a row, it's going to be tough, especially when now suddenly you're on your last life. He has no more chances. Oh, nice whip punish.
Yeah. Yeah, those 2 separate occasions, like I said, from the back of the round with the life deficit that he had to come back, and he did.
Oh, very nice. Semiij blocking all the way until he was cornered and then knowing exactly when to throw to put himself in that corner advantageous position.
And this is great pressure. This is very controlled pressure from Semiij. He's not getting too crazy. He's not overcommitting. He's keeping Hayatei exactly where he wants him and backing off when he needs to. And what a cross-up. And now the roles are reversed. Hayatei with the life deficit. But man, we have seen both of these players melt life bars in seconds.
Absolutely. These characters, every single time they hit, they do an incredible amount of damage into such a good setup. Including that throw. What an ambiguous jump in, but nice block from Hayatei.
My legend will eclipse yours.
A pleasure you'll never have.
An early clash coming out of Hayatei, and he doesn't even end up winning it.
I think he just wanted to get out of the corner, and now that's a good spot for him.
Okay, nice punish.
I feel like that may not have been an intentional wake-up interactable by Semiij. That is just not one of those interactables that you ever want to wake up with, especially without meter. I mean,
it's pretty poor.
It was, and now that could be the mistake that cost him a lot.
Again, using that back two so well is Semiij. Such a good button. It sticks out pretty far. It's safe. Be canceled. So that's a strike to keep him standing. Smart Birdarang. This is so tense. Hayatei cannot lose this game. Otherwise, he is done. His tournament run is over.
And with how much money is on the line, making it into second place and potentially into first, he does not want to lose this. This might be enough to kill.
Oh, no, he rolls out. Use the interactable.
Oh, no conversion.
Semiij still also has Clash available. No! That is it.